a lot of Counter-Strike. So it's been 5 days that we're doing the much as we can, like playing a lot of Counter-Strike to get back the form that we had in the beginning of the year. So hopefully today we can show good Counter-Strike and winning. Yeah.
Is there a particular reason why he hasn't really been practicing too much over the past month and a half, you said?
Yeah, he has some health problem himself, so he had to rest his body. I think health is really important, more important than everything. So that's all.
100%. Yeah, very responsible decision. This is obviously not intended to be any shade to xFloud for stepping in as a substitute in Cologne. But how noticeable was it for you not having Xantares on the server? Because we always talk about him as being such a force to be reckoned with.
Like I think I feel that in Cologne, like on my T side, when you lost a good player like him, a star player. As the in-game leader, is become more complicated. You have to find more solution. I feel that in Cologne when he was not playing. So now I feel way better. We feel way better, and we will try to get the form that we had in the beginning of the season with all the playoff we did, etc. So we are aware that we are a little in the down since some months, but we're gonna try to work more harder to find our form, and we will do our best for that.
Yeah, the less than an ideal situation for Aurora to be turning up for the first event of this half of the season without Xantares. But Jacob, he's back, so hopefully no worries here today.
I think that's going to be a game changer, to be completely honest. I think in Cologne, they did well, despite the fact they didn't have Xantares. I actually think they remained competitive, won a couple of games as well, which to many was surprising. I think coming back into it for Xantares, having been out, you know, it's nice to start with less pressure, online game, etc., etc. But I'm going to be completely honest. If he's just at 50% or 70%, that's going to be more than enough for Xantares to do damage online versus Flyquest.
And we definitely know what Xantares can bring to the table. The only thing that maybe worries me a little bit in this sense is that he was sentenced to actually have more of a break from the game. If there was one guy that I have seen like multiple times on a deathmatch server, every single time I joined, that would be Xantares, and I know how much effort he put into actually become the player he is. So of course, him having a break, is that going to showcase in the series? It's going to showcase in the future that he has had this prolonged break, and what is that going to mean not only to himself but also to the likes of Aurora? Because we know that if you pull Xantares out of the equation, then I do believe that Aurora should probably not even be in a top 15 team.
That's the thing, like a month and a half, it might not sound long to some people at home, but that's a long time in Counter-Strike, right? Like trying to get your rhythm back, trying to find the groove again. A lot has changed also in that time. Yeah,
and also like with so many events and the amount of practice, we don't know if it's specifically only like tournaments he couldn't go to. Let's say that he couldn't practice at all, and it just sets the team back a little bit. It also sets him back as an individual. And as you mentioned, Freya, like 1.5 months is a long time where you don't get to play Counter-Strike, which is probably something he's done every single day for the past probably 10 years of his life.
Yeah, it sounds like he wasn't even involved in practice, from what I could gather from Maja in that interview. So that's like even more of a hit if you're Xantares. But maybe there's another side to this coin. Maybe the hunger's been renewed. Maybe he's feeling himself once again. I'd like to see Xantares online today.
I think we all do. I think he is one of the most fun players to witness when he's on. You know, I think his raw aim, his raw understanding of when to take a duel and when not to is at a very high level. And again, it also depends on the level of opposition. You know, had Aurora been facing the Mongols right now, who are strong individuals, or were they going against Mouse or Vitality, then we could be worried. I think against Flyquest, it's not a team that strikes me to have the individuals that's going to shut down for a player like Xantares. So I'm a little less worried than I maybe should be.
Well, on the other side of things, there is indeed Flyquest, and I caught up with JKS before this series. With your return to kind of the Oceania region by joining Flyquest JKS, what's it been like to return to your roots?
Yeah, it's been really fun. I think it's really nice having like the similar cultures around you and like similar sort of banter and things like that. It's a little bit different from having like an international lineup, obviously, because everyone comes from different places. So I think we have like a lot of things in common, and yeah, just kind of feels like home in a way.
If I can ask, did you have any other offers on the table, or was this always a priority to you to kind of return to a Australian organization?
I mean, I don't think I should talk too much about it, but yeah, I mean, there are some teams interested in me, and yeah, this was like just my main priority, to be honest, like regardless of the other teams that were offering me, like unless like it was like a top 5 team or something like that, then I wasn't really considering it. I just felt like this was the right decision to make.
Okay, interesting. Top 5 team, or FlyQuest. Kind of sounds like maybe JKS didn't have some of those offers on the table. So FlyQuest, that's his home, and he's feeling pretty comfortable there.
Of course, like going back to his roots is gonna feel good for him. You know, probably get to play alongside his countrymen again. You know, get this atmosphere going. But obviously, getting a top 5 team for JKS was probably gonna be hard for him. Also, given his last situation in Liquid wasn't looking too good. So I think he's just happy to go back to a place that he feels like recognized, but also where he feel like he can actually come into the team and have a saying.
They just want a tournament. They just want a LAN tournament as well. So confidence should be high in the camp. You know, I know it's not a top 5 team, not a top 10 team. Arguably not going to be a top 5 team or top 10 team. But I think there's a place right now in Counter-Strike where even the top 20 teams in the world of CS is at a very high level. And I think JKS has so far done a good job in FlyQuest.
Well, the question is, can FlyQuest beat a top 10 team? Harry, Hugo, is this the one where we finally get an upset?
It certainly could be. I don't know. I got my eyeballs on this one. I like the vibe that Juzzy brought to the interview. That's JKS,
yeah,
by the way. Just you know, for anyone playing along at home, I know him like that. Yeah. I can't say I don't. I know him like that. Juzzy, Justin Smith,
Kyle Savage. Yeah, FlyQuest, this is an interesting team right now. I think obviously there's a lot to talk about Aurora. We'll get into it, but I think for FlyQuest, I love that Pimp brought up they just want to land, right? We just sort of qualified to blast London open as well. So that's something to keep in mind here for FlyQuest. We're going to be seeing them more online, trying to make it all the way to the UK. But first, Malta. That's the goal here for FlyQuest. A couple of BO3s. First one against Aurora, the Turkish team back together. Xantares, after taking a bit of a time away, missing Cologne. We have the full Aurora roster on the server. Xantares online, Harry, watch out.
This used to be his home ground, his stomping ground. So let's see what it's like having him back. It's not a bad way to start. He's in there, he's out of there, it's a 5v4.
Ouch. Perfect grenade as well.
Good that he's warmed up. Let's see. FlyQuest, a man down. Oh, that's a Vexite. Getting some dinks down range. Jota down here in the pit, gonna get finished off. JKS out the apartments with a double.
Certainly brought the firepower up in this team. No doubt about that. I wonder, after a month in the roster, what strides, what improvements will FlyQuest make? This is the perfect proving ground to try and do so. This pistol seems already confirmed. They were close in Cologne to make it to that second stage, a game against Liquid where the T-sides really let them down across that series. JKS, 3 kills in this pistol. And FlyQuest do get it done. Boot camp situation as well, Harry. We need our resident Australian sponge to let us know where they're playing from.
Yes. Wherever they are, looks nice.
That's Sponge A, J-Nups, Sponge.
The other thing with JKS is, you know, when you kind of look at like his, I guess, arc as a player, starts off as a star, goes international, the best talent that like Australia would ever produce, and goes international, is in that call squad for the longest time, kind of didn't accomplish anything. Then you have him move away from being a star of a squad, take more of a back seat, more of a supportive element. But now back in this FlyQuest team, not only is he going to find himself in better spots, more of a spotlight shone on him, but also, as we say, he's the most successful and best talent that ever came out of the region. He commands an awful lot of respect, and something I've very much enjoyed since he's joined this team is that's something he's aware of. You've seen him be very, very vocal. He takes a lot of the interviews for the squad. Whenever we hear team comms, Justin's doing a lot of the talking, you know? And I think there's a lot of lessons he can impart on these guys, coming from someone that they have to all look up to some degree. Even though there's all this banter between them and whatnot, right? Like, you can't not look up to JKS and what he did for the region.
I mean, part of the conversation in G2 when he was removed from that team was like, oh yeah, he's not vocal enough. And we always found that an entertaining idea because you have such a vocal team. You know, what more could he add, right, in that regard when you have a Hooksy, Nico, m0NESY calling his shots, and Hunter, who we know as well has a lot of ideas on how to play now in-game leading. But I think one thing JKS has made clear in this team is that he knows he needs to impart knowledge and impart wisdom on this roster. And obviously that's a hard thing to do.
He shaved all his hair off too, to get ready for the role.
Very important piece, no doubt. Aerodynamic.
He's always cared a lot about his hair.
Really?
And I love this new style. But anyway, that's Justin Kyle Savage.
Yeah, we've introed him.
Let's start talking a little bit about Aurora.
Yeah,
Nice to see Xantares back. It was a pretty rough outing for them, attempting an event without Xantares in the lineup.
it's fair enough. We saw that stat recently that showed like rounds that teams win, or sorry, games that teams win when certain players go missing, right? Like how Spirit hadn't won a map that Donk doesn't get a 1.0 or better rating. And how Spirit just literally haven't won a map where he's quiet. And to be fair, there's not many maps that he does go below 1.0, so that's certainly backs it up. But Xantares was one of those players where when he goes quiet, Aurora go quiet. And so no surprise to see them struggle in Cologne. But he's back, Harry. He's online. He's here to play. UMP buys as well coming in here for Aurora. They saved these last round. Moving off of the MP9s. Inferno, a lot of shifting around, really. A lot of walking, not much talking. Arguably boring.
Not in the slightest. Xantares involved off the rip with the UMP. Might have been blind, still able to deal with ins. So that's going to send Flyquest back over towards this B site. 2 players in it, MP9 on Wakadia up close. Gonna get dealt with straight away. Maja tries to just barrel through and cause some chaos. The rotates are going to start to arrive, but Aurora should still be very interested in looking for something here. Bare minimum, do some damage, prop up your money, even better for the coming round with so many SMGs still in it. You know, 2 of these players on UMPs, if they get kills, they get good cash.
Yeah, I mean, if you save, you're just gonna. I feel like you're gonna drop these
you're
both these
gonna
guns
upgrade.
next round. So you may as well fight your way to the death. And Regali and JKS will offer that out in spades. So 3-0 lead for Flyquest, getting rid of the force buy. Now we have that full buy for Aurora, where looking forward to seeing Xantares get going.
Hunk of a man is JKS, esports athlete, unbelievable. Be a Calvin Klein model, or a pro footballer with a ripped physique like that.
Is this a reference, or are you just glazing?
Just saying words. Saying what we're all feeling.
On the boost, ins selfless, straight up banana, eating nades. They get it relatively easily. Aurora reflash, but that blocked by the balcony. The flashes do nothing to Netic. It's always something you got to keep in mind, that little perch stops the re-aggression. Need better flashes than that these days. Flyquest just going to hit B now. They got a 5-on-2. Options are so available to them here. Trading out onto that side player is the name of the game.
Yeah, ins with the instant trade. They send in Netic first as a lamb to the slaughter. Low on health. They kind of knew he was cooked, but they're all there to trade him, and it's another clean finish here from Flyquest. Aurora realizing they will have their work cut out for them here. While there's been some one-sided matchups in at the Bounty, Flyquest are a team playing proper Counter-Strike with a strong reason as well to be very locked in for these games since JKS has joined. In's getting more and more comfortable as leadership, and as the Death said, coming off the back of a LAN win that qualified them to London.
Yeah, well, it qualified them to the Open, so they get to play more online matches to qualify again to London, right? So if anything, this is more, you know, prac for... Well, not even prac, because they want to make it to Malta, but this is 2 online events, significant ones, for Flyquest to make it to LAN. And even though the reality hasn't been that these underdogs are upsetting online so far in the Bounty, I think there's a good opportunity in this game for that to happen. Aurora have fallen a little bit from the heights they once sat at. Despite that, still making playoffs at the majority of events that they take.
The other kind of colossal, like, imagine how this season's gone thus far for Aurora, right?
Yeah.
They don't have Xantares in Cologne. Big sad. But what else don't they have in Cologne or for any other event throughout the rest of the year? Their best map, far and away their best map. Aurora were the Anubis goats.
Oh, I
and
didn't even think about that.
You know, that was the map that got removed. So they've lost kind of their signature, their calling card map. One that they always had to rely on is now gone from play. Yeah, that's a Valve nerf straight to Aurora.
There's a couple of players who've had bad, or not bad, but had map pool changes follow them around. I feel like a match has been one of them. Enjoying Vertigo were this Aurora squad in Eternal Fire towards the end before that got removed.
It's like Kenny S or Madja. Who did Valve try and nerf harder?
Here we go, pop up top B.
That's a nice way to start. Xantares hangs around for a little too long, but Madja's content with this still, a 4-on-3.
Oh no, spam.
And looking for the gun, it took some damage as a result.
JKS needs to find an entry here to open up A, 40 seconds. Warp is holding down B, allowing that third rotation to come through. And just running in, Madja not realizing how deep they are. JKS finds that kill, but going CT. Are they going to go back to B here on a 2-on-1? They realize the gap. The issue is they don't know about this AWP. The bomb could get caught by it. JKS starts to walk. They can't wait forever, 20 seconds.
Woxic nails his. Oh, and they think they have him pincered, but Woxic just too fast. Lovely scenes as Woxic hits the ground running with his AWP.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it's the right play to split the B bomb site there and go for the solo player, but they don't have a lot of time. They've got to be pretty hasty with it. And like I said, not having that info on the AWP being in this gun round is devastating for Flyquest. Woxic hitting some incredible shots. That turnaround on JKS. And doesn't let anyone into his bomb site. Woxic hits the ground running. So did Flyquest.
Ooh. Blind shot just shy of an opening. Fires in reaction to the flashbangs. Flyquest playing with pace. I like this. In's calling a faster round here. Backside gonna fall down in the pit. Wakadia and Jota both good for kills apiece. And Wakadia bites down on the short play. In suddenly left as the sole survivor. First kill found. But a lot of work remains. Jota has missed this timing, which is curious. Why do they think Inns is?
Yeah,
they haven't boxed in their mind.
I think he's long right now, but the longer this goes, the more they should realize.
I just don't know if you ever do reconsider this. You're so dedicated to it. But why would you? You think you have him trapped. You've missed the timing. And so Inns, there's the turn. The realization dawns on Jota. Wakadia, who had that stellar spray, a chance for a fourth. Innsbruck down low. And surely the hope of winning this clutch now out the window. They know where he is. He's lost the element of surprise. He's 2 shots away from certain death. They're never going to make it easy for him. And there's the catch. Wakadia on a wide swing gets his 4th. It's well handled in spite of the missed timings. They will recover it.
Wakadia hitting some cracking shots though. Look at this transfer. Straight up to down, top to bottom. 4 kills in the round for Wakadia. That was a fast approach from Flyquest into a 5v2 double pit setup. No one in the bomb site. Long smoked off. They avoid that triple stack on B, and still Wakadia holds on. Smoke traded, Woxic holds on to his side of the bargain. Flyquest don't have a lot to play with here. Deciding to take a half buy. Still fields 2 AKs. Ins and JKS. The latter smoked. Ins checks mid with a flash, and we're going to see that rotation of Wakadia now. Aurora moving him over at the right time.
Come on, can we just win this round with the AKs? That was a little listening to the Flyquest comms.
Oh, did he see him?
Cardia with the spot!
Oh, that's rough.
And you hate that. You absolutely hate that if you're in.
Both POVs, Ins couldn't see him. Further from the angle, he actually couldn't even see him. So, kind of unfair.
Oh, Regali dead as well. JKS goes back. Tries to keep the pressure on, but they're going to go out B. They're blocked right now, but that smoke's been down for a moment. Going to fade soon. Rotates arriving. Xantare's back in the spawn, and there isn't a smoke to block this. So you've got to get past the Turkish Terminator with no smoke. He's got open sight lines. And that's not what you want to face. Xantares shooting gallery, and Madja there to help him out with the final kill.
He's online, he's here now to play, and I'm a little bit worried if I'm Australian, because Xantares and Woxic hitting hard is not a good sign for the Flyquest squad. Clinical shots in spawn. Good catch for Wakadia, seeing that, yeah, great replay. Only one-way info. So Aurora building into this game. It was a nice strong start. Flyquest with some pacier rounds. Now a full buy comes out. Woxic still keen to be involved in these openers. Fired a couple times down towards B. Starts peeking ult mid. Flyquest 4-1. All behind the banana smoke.
Come on, kid. Bring it home. Sorry, I always read out loud when I'm typing in Discord. They got that top banana control. Now they're going to leave a bit of time to Justin Kyle Savage to go and roam mid. Opposite in the long smoke. Just to keep pressure on A, but you can see Aurora have not fallen for this. Woxic's actually started backing up in response to getting smoked off. He's going to be available very, very fast to help out with this B hit. Here comes the push. Xantares tucked in, finds the first blind. Madge is allowed to come out as well to help him. And going into these two is just not where you want to find yourself. Woxic joins the fray. And I mean, everyone's hitting hard right here for Aurora. You're getting Woxic nailing shots on the AWP. Xantares feeling like a sentry gun. They just set him up and they let him go.
Dude, give him an AKCT. It's just not fair anymore. It's actually just not fair.
I forgot the majesty of Xantares online.
It's just because he did it on land for so long.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And that was always like the conversation around him originally, you know, oh man, you know.
It became online Tares, it became land Tares, and now it just became Xantares because it doesn't matter where he is. As long as he's in the server, he's doing
always
it.
The X factor.
Dude, I mean, he looks crisp. And
no,
Manja also hitting a little burst shot. Woxy coming through the smoke. That's a terrifying B site.
Dude, it's cool as well. Like, I don't know, this Aurora squad always gave me a nice feeling because this was like the Space Soldiers era was a big part of the CS I kind of grew up watching.
Yeah.
I always liked seeing them together. And that was all, you know, online games for this team. That was where Xantares was so terrifying. And bro, the fact he can just slip back into that mindset like it's nothing, it's crazy. I love it.
Yes, he can, Tares.
And I mean, dude, when, like, even thinking of the whole pandemic era when everything was online and Big were the best team in the world with Searson and Xantares. At the time, you know, the two onliners.
Apps pop, but that new railing, Harry, that baby guard, isn't going to stop the pistols from flying out. You've got to hit the jump.
Hate this railing.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Horrible, horrible
All right,
railing.
nail the movement here. Molly is a problem. Even tick damage gives it away. It's feeling pretty obvious at this point in the round, but as that Molly fades, the flash will come over. In they go. Yup.
Oh, Woxic and Wakadia holding on. Woxic just isn't missing on the AWP.
It's a sentry.
Oh, Wakadia
Run that
gets
back.
his too.
Run that back, because he's just saving his team's life, kill after kill,
Yeah,
as they come out apps.
trying to close the distance onto the pit player. They've landed a dink on a Wakadia who's feeling a lot of pressure, and Woxic's like, don't worry, brother. Get down. I've got you. And every single shot lands. Oh, we're getting Aurora at their best. They're all happy that Xantares has returned to the lineup, and they're all playing like it.
Yeah, this is a rough draw here for Flyquest, picking Aurora. They're meeting their match right now. It was a nice 4-0 lead, but 5 rounds in a row for the Turkish team. We've not talked about these other pieces. We have no need to. Xantares and Woxic winning rounds here. This B-side man just been more than reliable too. Another in-game leader who can put up numbers.
Wakadia. Oh, God! Battle of the Flashes.
Counts.
And Wakadia comes out ahead. JKS up next. Him and Inns, 2 kills out into the top of mid, but oh God,
no.
not this guy again. They're all trembling. They're scared. The sound of that AWP firing off puts fear in Flyquest. Woxic just hasn't missed, and alongside him is the other really good guy, so time to go somewhere else. They bail. Try and get past Maja instead. I know which site I would rather go to out of these two.
He's the world's smartest man, Harry. He's read it well. He's letting them in. Gonna pounce from the side. Missed shot. The fight was good. Doesn't connect the dots, and Flyquest get a plant. 2v2 here. Woxic, Xantares v Regali and Netic. They're kind of the Woxic and Xantares of their own teams.
Okay.
So what have they got?
They did everything they could to avoid playing into the hands of these two. It's always these two with Aurora, Woxic and Xantares, trying to cause some trouble. Xantares dead straight away, and Woxic heads for the hills, looking to hold on to his AWP.
I mean, you're saving with 15 grand. Xantares has max cash, you know, this is crazy, but I guess he can't win. It is Inferno B-site. Literally maxed out our Aurora. But it's fine. Don't give them the AWP. Tap will like this one. You know, you're going off of that nameplate Counter-Strike, Harry. You see Woxic, you see Xantares, you see them on porch. You go, nope, I'm going B. Avoided. Flyquest back on the board after a 5-round hiatus. Mag dump.
Just like, so stressed. So just freaking out. Getting blind. Spamming a 4 mag. They try to force the play out in the top mid. It's a keen trade onto Arcadia at least. And they're just going to explode out short. Jota hidden in the apartments. Going to try and buy some time. Wox Exorb firing off, and that means Jota goes overlooked. Waterfall smoke down into the pit. Gives him a lot of room to play behind. Can he jump up and see over that, I wonder? Boost for Xantares. Jota can look over this smoke. That's sick. What do you even do against this?
Die.
Like, it also smokes the mini pit, cutting off an angle for Flyquest. It's allowed him to jump out. Keen shot on Regali, but there's so many more miles to cover in this clutch. And so he'll get brought down. Aurora find themselves back in the lead.
Yeah, they've been a bit of a brick wall on the CT side. Only offering up plants a couple of times. Ugh. That's a dirty angle.
I'm like trying to understand the Woxic kill still. I know we just saw it in slow motion, no less. But that hasn't made it any easier to quantify.
Bit of a freak of nature. Ooh, good grenades. Imagine low. Last chance for a T-side round here. Flyquest found 2 gun rounds in this half so far. Third would be delightful, but they don't have a lot to do it with. Take 9 UMP. Still saved on 2 players. Perhaps leading back into a late B execute in this round, but right now they take that brackets control on shuffled back. This is all just a bit of a ruse. Meanwhile, Xantares curious on B, close to the smoke. We might have Aurora go for an info play eventually. Posturing, Flyquest, 25 seconds. Got to make up their mind.
Oh, no. It's always when you go to pull util Vexite, man. That's rough. Shot in the back. Maja on a spam and going to knock out one more. And luck is not going the way of Flyquest. They're going to have to earn this round. A 2v4 rolled out in front of JKS and Inns. It's the captain and the veteran side by side. Try and clutch up. No rush from Aurora. They take it low and slow. 3 players grouped over on short. Arcadia late in the apartments. They're going to try and play into this together now. Inns is being quite smart here, going and taking the long space. He was spotted, and now they have all the info. Now they know where Aurora are coming from. Inns, so close, but can't get past Xantares, the last man standing. And Aurora go on to win out this first half of Flyquest map pick. Flyquest were feeling good, but then the full might of the Aurora came into view and they pulled ahead to close out that first half of Inferno. This is Flyquest's map pick. For Aurora, it has been a treat getting to see Xantares back in the server. Boy, has he made his presence known. It's him and Woxic that have been hitting real hard. Acadia, an honorable mention there as well, with some 6 spray downs in that first half from Pit. Flyquest now move over to the CT side. If they can get themselves a pistol round, they are right back in this game.
Yeah, hard to know if those 2 T-gun rounds will be enough. You know, somewhere Flyquest have struggled with in this new roster. Without a pistol, hope will dwindle. The gamble comes in, heavy rotate off of this abs push. Look at Flyquest go. I mean, they're not wrong on this move. As the flank continues to close up, Flyquest need to put their pieces in the right place, get good positions inside of the site. Flash is ready in spawn. JKS still moving. He's not in position just yet as Aurora announced their exec.
Netic opens up.
Oh dear.
Knife was out for JKS. Oh God, oh God. And into the stack go Aurora. This backstab is now the only hope for Flyquest. Regali, dual Berettas. Oh, hold on a second. He's really been able to long this out. Still tapping away.
Whoa.
Regali in with a real chance at this. 1 bullet. That's all he has to land. If he can get this 1 shot to connect, but he's getting whittled down himself. He's now low. Pressure on for Regali. One shot left in the dual Berettas, and he just can't land it. It's Jota with the clutch.
Oh, if he knew it was a single shot to kill, he might have just gone wide and risked it all. He was trying to grab another pistol, but it just doesn't come through. The jiggling behind that very thin pillar. What happened here too? JKS felt like he was going around coffin side, changes his mind as the nades come in, and his teammate throws a nade onto that very smoke to catch Jota. The push into CT combusts Flyquest. And the hope of this comeback may die with that. Bit of a messy one. They had a full stack. They had everyone in position. Jota with dangerous routing pays off for Aurora. Now they look to avoid this stack entirely. Just a scout on Regali. Careful. Oh! Getting Xantares like that, easier said than done. But he's still all that remains. He's still all that Flyquest have. Vexite starting to mosey over. Up long they go. Magi with a crucial shot, leaving just 1 man in the site.
Good nade for if someone was long. Vexite surely dead, and Aurora collect this round.
Do it without Xantares. 4v5'd. They just played a great game individually as well.
Ooh, a little hunt here for Wakadia. That was nice. That was a good flick down. He was ready to be peeked by a short player. So Wakadia just crouching into the angle. Gives him exactly that. Still, it's 9 on the board for Aurora. There's no escaping that this game is slipping through Flyquest's fingers. And even though, you know, Aurora are a hard-hitting squad, you're uncertain about the form. Cologne didn't tell you a hell of a lot. Xantares finally back in after some time away.
Oh.
Damn, everyone's getting a free punch at JKS, which is fair.
They save a little bit for later. Another attempt. 3 Kevlars. And a tag for Regali, but would have loved the kill. Nice nade. Maybe more.
Ooh, another one.
2. Boom.
I like this.
Throw it again.
They've had this little artillery barrage for Top Banana and just whittling away at the HP on Aurora. There's 3 players low off of these nades, and there's still more to come.
Torres multi-kill required. They need him too. He's still waiting for this.
Vexite, yeah, no, well, this makes sense, right? If you have done damage with the others, you wait for it to be confirmed that this is the B play. You were hoping that was the money nade.
Bit early. Still, the Pistols can finish this round. They've got a chance. 4 here.
Util comes in. Smoke to block at the top of Banana. Zantares dead. The only guy with HP is Madja. He's also been picked up. Low health for Woxic and Wukardia. JKS, all right. Your team have done a lot of damage here. And in a couple of bullets' time, he could clutch up 1v2.
Very hard.
To keep his cool. The veteran of JKS. A few shots required for a lifeline on Inferno.
Ollie allows him to turn around. He's scared of the sight. And from afar, Wukardia just nails the headshot with the nade on top. Nice try for Flyquest. Again, damage, damage, damage. Name of the game, but converting the kills.
Honestly, I really, it's a cool little gimmick to have. All these nades to keep bullying Top Banana.
That third one comes in a little bit later, like when they're scaling, when your 5-7 has contact. I think he could have had a multi-kill with the nade. And Tara's got drive-by'd. 10-5. This is, frankly, it for Flyquest. Aurora will be running away with their opponent's pick if Flyquest don't hit this buy. Oh, just full spraying, full blind.
Kitten's been put down.
Oh.
Vexite dead as well.
Yeah.
And in this first and maybe only gun round for Flyquest, they fed 2 kills to Aurora, attempting to take this banana space. It's already dire straits. JKS at least going to alleviate some of the pressure.
Jota's out. And they hit B. 2 sides at the same time. That lets them down. Inns has dropped the bomb. Oh, no, no, no. Jota's calling, I've got A. But Flyquest have B. And now it's up to plan C here for Jota. Try and get back in this clutch.
Oh, he's ready for Inns. Perfect crosshair placement as he moves in through the smoke. Unable to catch him the first time, but he's aware of where that second fight's going to come from. Double swung. Flyquest player out in the open. They play together. Inns and JKS with a round, a much-needed one to keep Inferno alive.
Yeah, it was safe to say it's a mistake for Aurora that lets him in, though. Just committing to B. You don't expect Inns to put up that much of a hole when they're going in 3-on-1. But it's a round-winning play. It's a game-saving play here from the captain of Flyquest. Disaster. Could have been a clinical victory. Now more in store.
It's a deagle. That's all you got to think. It's one on Zantares.
Yeah.
Maybe forget that part, but just it's a deagle. I mean, there's 2 of them, but like, it's fine. No one's ever lost a round to a deagle. Well, Flyquest be the first. Oh, JKS. Look out. It's all those deagles in mid. On the swing.
Nice.
He'll find them.
Good spray.
And he gets his. The eco's farmed for JKS.
It's all about the gun rounds here, Harry. That's what this game is boiling down to. No crazy eco wins, no early upsets. Force buys getting dealt with. Who can long it out here? Can Aurora close on their opponent's pick, or will Flyquest pull a CT-sided comeback late in the day?
The return of JKS into this lineup, reminding you of when Brock was back in the big St. Kilda versus the Bulldogs match. But this ain't AFL rules. JKS drop down into the pit, gets his util in on a good timing. He was about to get swarmed.
And they've thrown all their flashes. They wanted to go with that, but they didn't have a smoke for the Molotov ready, so this is kind of stalled out here. Badger still gets an entry. There's a crossfire available. Flyquest aren't out of the woods yet. Woxic coming long side. They're trying to force his kills on short. JKS goes in. Woxic kills a rotation. Does that change anything here for Aurora? There's still 2 players at the bottom of the site right now, forcing it. JKS finding Madra is something, but they go back to B. Netic needs to hurry up. Oh my god. No way.
Hell of a catch. Thins the herd as well. Turns that advantage around. Zantares has leveled the playing field. That bomb goes down. Wakadia burnt for a little, but not enough to upset him. Zantares with the reposition. Wakadia holding for a smoke push. It's just JKS in an unlikely clutch. He's trapped behind this CT smoke. One down in at top banana. If anything, that kind of works in Wakadia's favor. He can just back up and play around this bomb. For now, Zantares will watch over it. And so that lifeline closed shut. It's a rough round to give away.
Yeah, considering they've stopped the actual hit, that was about to be an execute into a 5-on-2, and Flyquest forced the plan to change, but still Aurora getting back into that B bomb site that was empty because Netic had to rotate CT, take that long kill. And Woxic dies for good reason here as it breaks Aurora into a B bomb site, and they've been really good in these post plants again.
Oh,
Gali, nice opening kill, but they speed up once more.
yeah, Joe. Quick work made over this B hold, and I mean for Vexite and Netic, they have just not been able to get any purchase on this side of the map. Inns once more tries to be the knight in shining armor for Flyquest.
Listening.
It's another multi-kill round for him when this B defense crumbles, and you think to yourself, surely a hat-trick from the captain is enough. Woxic crossing in. He wants to be part of the conversation here. He's made noise, so now they know. That's going to trigger the third man to rotate over. As his diligence clearing out the site. Smoke down at CT. He's trying to force a reaction out of Flyquest. Catch them getting aggressive. It's an awkward missed spray, but they will make up for it as Inns, time and time again, able to bridge the gap on the shortcoming of these B-site players.
Dude, unreal round for Inns. How's he done that twice over? And this time you can't even blame Aurora. They have no other option. They have to go forward. 2 kills from Jota. Feels like enough onto your B hold. And Inns set up by a perfect flash from JKS. Puts on a multi-kill. Spray down. Lovely work from Inns. Aurora have to write it off.
And I am really enjoying the JKS and Inns duo. Whenever you see them together, it just feels like a very safe pair of hands.
Is there really a way back in here for Flyquest late in the game? Because you are right, Vexite and Netic both really struggling in this map, 5 and 6
Yeah,
kills.
they've been kind of gross to watch on Banana. They're trying lots of stuff. You know, they're certainly just throwing a lot at the wall and hoping that something sticks here, but so often it's leaving Flyquest in weird positions. They don't want to just completely, you know, give up this banana control. Whenever they have, Aurora It leaves so much pressure on FlyQuest. It lets Aurora go for like these pacey late round explosions. And so they feel like they have to fight for it, but it's just not felt like a good fight here at all for FlyQuest. Another round where they go and get that control early. This time Aurora don't dedicate anyone towards watching that position. They just have Magic kind of floating around, making sure a push doesn't go all the way through.
Regali covering in, so we have another attempt at this pop. The flashes, only 1 sec. We've just got to commit behind them. Forget about that smoke. Or push back into the bomb site. Will it connect the thing? Regali does. Pistol out to finish the job. Dink in, and JKS out with another kill. 2 from him. And everyone holds strong on this A site, leaving just Madja late on the long side. It would go. Oh, okay. Set up for the save. That's something.
I don't know if this is the hiding spot,
No.
Madja.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hiding in plain sight.
I don't know if it's that strong. This is like, you know, the hide and seek you'd play with your kids. Like, you hide somewhere
Behind the
that's kind of
door.
obvious. Like, I'm hiding behind a lamp.
No, that's like the dressing gowns on the back of the door and your
Yeah.
legs are sticking out underneath it. Where could he be?
Guys, see if you can spot Madja in this image. Somewhere in this image.
There he is. Really long barrel.
There he is. And he's done it. Hide and seek goat.
He did it.
He did it. He's done it.
He's done it. All right, comeback is on here for FlyQuest.
It really is. It really is. The gap is closing. It's notable. We are noticing. We are aware.
Are you paying attention?
Aware farming. FlyQuest. Another eco to break through. And if they do that, it's a 1-round game. Don't fall down at the pistols now. Dual Berettas for Xantares.
Just shocked they're so close with 2 players having this much trouble. Feels like an easy point to abuse on this B bomb site come that next round. So Aurora go back into A. One more try, denied by the orb. Joes goes, oh, that's a shame. I guess I'll pick it up. But no Kevlar on this team. So it's...
It's picking up Madja at the start of the round. Like, come on, man, you
Get that
get the
pick,
opener. You
yeah.
go first.
No, he won't know, perhaps.
I know normally, like, the pistols, you know, you could send us... Oh,
what?
collateral!
Bruh.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, Regali, I wasn't familiar with your game. He's fired 2 bullets in the round. He has 3 kills. How does the math check out? Scientists are trying to put this one together.
Instead, pulled apart. Here we go. Gun round now for Aurora to stop FlyQuest's comeback. Because it's here. It's making a statement. Carly at the forefront of it. Bruh.
And 10. And you said this B-bomb site, it's where we expect them to go, right? With the struggles that Vexite and Netic have both had on this side of the map. Aurora put their best man on the case. Xantares guns it up in a B. Netic dead. He's coming for the second. Dude, this B hold, it's not even a hold.
Respect.
It's
He has no respect for these B players.
2 scarecrows in FlyQuest jerseys propped up at the B site.
These aren't birds.
Would feel similar.
They're not buying it.
Home free now, unless this deadly trio, the trio that have been doing everything for FlyQuest, can do even more. So much has been asked of them, and yet more is required. 3-on-3. Tap on the bomb. Trying to bait the reaction, trying to bait the peek. Instead, no trade. Regali found as well. And JKS has to save. No choice to play on here. It's Aurora on map point.
Dude, the snowmen in the B-bomb site in summer, Harry, just get melted by Xantares. The heat ray, the death ray, the Terminator terminates. What more can you want? Let off the leash, runs up B, and essentially wins the round there. There was intrigue for a moment where Flyquest can pull it back, but they shouldn't have to. In a very difficult spot with a B hold like that. 12-10. Xantares going above and beyond right when you need him to.
Hits him with the I'll be back. Pulls up. On the Heckler Davidson. Gnarly stuff. Flyquest, they've impressed us with this comeback, but it might all be for naught. One round till Aurora steal Inferno. So the last time out, they're gonna try and problem solve. I mean, they know this B site is a problem. Everyone in the server knows the B site is a problem. It's another round where they'll start 3 strong here. Regali on his AWP joins the fray. And actually, it was just the nade drop. They've actually kicked Netic out and sent him around to go play A. Slow around here from Aurora could be dangerous with the extra volley of util and the safety net of having the Regali AWP, right? The fact you haven't offered anything up at top banana, they haven't had to waste this util. You can wait for Regali to take the contact, smoke/molly on his shot. And then you have an extra belt dropped. So the slow round paired with all this util and the AWP being here is actually a perfect storm for Flyquest to try and stop this B hit. They're going to have all the util to do so. Now, there are these nades to break the smoke open. Aurora don't respect it. They try to barrel through, but the mollies stem the bleeding for now. Slowing down this site hit for a moment. Inns, he's at multi-kills aplenty, stopping these B-site spillovers. He might need another one before all is said and done. Regali up next.
They're doubting it. 20 seconds. Aurora are all still here. They're going to go on a later timing. Regali hits his shot, trying to stay alive at the back of the site. He's the bastion of hope here, the only survivor in supporting from the spawn, but spam through the smoke. Regali somehow living on borrowed time. There's 10 seconds. There's no clay. Maybe they can build these pyramids after all. Xantares 1v2, 5 to go, and he can't get that stick in. Flyquest pick it up off the wings of Regali, living. How does Inns get 2 as well? He was on
bro,
1 health.
He's been so good,
What a
like
clutch.
so good in this game. Inns is very much the backbone of this CT side. Final timeout burned for Aurora in the last round of regulation.
Spicy game.
Their money's also in a very weird place. I think they have enough for a couple of rifles here alongside that save. But it's not going to be a perfect buy. It's really not what you want heading into the final round.
It's not perfect, is it? Install Galil's 2 AKs. They walked for Regali though, they didn't grab it in time. It's a bit of a problem because it's been huge on this CT side. Have to play MP9 close, maybe.
Yeah, it's not even like there's a way he can kill himself onto the AWP, right? Like, find Woxic. What with Aurora being strapped for cash, everyone is working with less here. Oh, they hear that nade tag. Regali actually tries his hand at a mid-peak on the SMG and lives to tell the tale.
Kind of just forced out of position there. Takes a long side instead. Would you be shocked if this went back to B? It's again Harry. Those two, the one struggling, broken back of this bomb site. Vexite
and the only support they have is Regali moving over with an MP9.
He's here in time at least, but they get caught transitioning inside of the site. Smokes come down, in go Aurora.
Like, you can have a quiet game, you can make up for it by performing when you have to. Actually, that bomb's heading away. These footsteps are heard. It's very, very loud, and they actually leave a man in at top banana.
He's got to play soon though, 20 seconds, what's the plan? They're just running.
Footsteps now heard. Rotates are scrambling around for Flyquest. Magic won't even get to play in this last round. It's a 4v5 hit in at the A site. They've split the forces apart, and still Aurora find a way in. One back for Netic. Vexite on a swing. 3-on-3 found, and so much damage done. Woxic steals himself away.
Low.
Vexite on the climb over, trying to make amends for a very quiet game. Him and Regali claw this one back, and so it's just Jota. 1v3. A shot away from certain death as he tries to close this out for Aurora. The tap on the bomb. He's made it across. There's the first. Oh God, this could get weird. Vexite will nail him. And so into overtime we go. It's the trouble duo, the ones that have struggled all game long to deliver in that final round and get us to OT.
Exactly what you said. Doesn't matter if you have a bad game, as long as you show up when you need to and save your team from removal. They pick it up with all the kills between them on that retake. And also, I think the Magic play is so strange. Look at Netic catching him here on the flank. You heard him running. Magic could have killed either player, leaving B, crossing CT. They did it the hasty way. They didn't go coffins. He chose not to fight there. He let them go so he could flank CT. And yeah, look, bit of stress. As I think Aurora had a good shot of winning that round. I think Magic could have played that a little bit more aggressively and punished. But instead, Flyquest have opened this game back up. And finally a confident showing, a banana take on the CT side. Something that has not been a factor. Vexite and Netic making the most of a new opportunity here in bonus play.
What Aurora don't want is for that last round to have given a bit more confidence to these B-side players who have been a free source of rounds. You know, if Vexite and Netic start hitting even a fraction harder than they were in that entire second half on the back of a successful pickup, stopping a kind of round that was rapidly spiraling, that causes you big problems. Because this has been your constant source of gold in this game. Once more, they're going to set their sights on B. Let's see if the hold looks any better. Regali here to offer up assistance. We'll have to play through the smoke, so he needs his teammates to hold the line. Netic dead straight away. Regali falls as well. They're not ready for Vexite. Gonna take one with him, but you can't expect any more. Aurora break through that three-man stack. The B site's still a problem, as it's how Aurora find their way in to overtime.
Yeah, that's the difference of having all the util, right? Flyquest use it at the start of the round. They burn out Banana. They take the position. They give it up eventually. Aurora just immediately take it back pretty cheap as well and save everything for the execute. Good flash renders Netic's position vulnerable. Finally actually having the smoke for CT, something that's let them down before late in the rounds. Flyquest just to fight for survival here to keep a couple of guns into the next. As Aurora take first of overtime. And OT, they don't think they should even be in. Off the back of a huge comeback from Flyquest.
Oh, Vexite. Oh, he's done well to get out with 2. Left defend for himself at top banana.
Whoa.
Spam even connects for a 3rd.
Where'd that come from?
So Aurora wanted to go back to that B control. Vexite has other ideas. He was not in a good position there. Full blind up close at the half wall. Netica completely left banana as well. So that was all on Vexite. But there's still more challenges. Woxic and Wakadia a long way away from ever giving up on this round in OT. Especially when you take the first. They're fine for the rest of this half. Well worth giving it a look in. Awkward.
Oh, high-low setup. I wonder if they heard it because we heard it earlier.
Oh, Wakadia!
Yeah, I think he heard the jump, like he fell off the head after the boost when we were on the cinematic cam, and you heard a little drop on head there. So I think it dawned, especially when Wakadia gets a first kill.
Don't lose this. It can't be the case that finally Vexite's done something, but then a bit of a misstep in that sight hold. Aurora gifted the entries in a 2-on-5. If they win this, they're ready to walk this map over the line.
Oh,
and it's an all-in shutdown. 2v5 from Aurora.
Oh, that hurts.
They're given one tiny hint to piece that one together. And Flyquest come crumbling down.
2v5, triple kill Banana and Flyquest. They do everything on this B-bomb site, but they also let Aurora in. What a check. And then the crossfire is dirt. Shocking round to win, even more shocking round to lose. Inferno crumbling here for Flyquest. Late activation in this game. Oh, not again. Cardia slipped through, but on this fade, it should favor netting. Tried to grab a kill before. Oh no, both positions given away. Wakadia had Santoris to talk about, backing him up as they both want to punch their way through this long setup. I don't think that could have gone worse for Flyquest. They rely on JKS, dropped on in the pit. This one's looking like a flawless half from Aurora, winning the most unwinnable positions. They look to close it out. 2-on-1, bomb retrieved. Vexite inside of the nade. They're coming for the kill. They're coming for the finisher on long. Position given away, but no chance today. It's Aurora, 3 T-sided rounds in OT.
Bruh, Netic. Oh, he's having one of those games, isn't he?
We've
Where
all been
he's
there.
playing with no confidence. He's second-guessing everything, missing every time in. And then when he tries to make up for it, he's like, oh, God, I'm going to get my teammate killed on long. He tries to go and react. And Xantares, look at this. It's first bullet connection through the smoke. Netic dies. And you have to sit back like, well, okay. Okay, this is the game I'm having. This is how it's going. And it's really, really hard to try and get yourself out of that. I mean, dude, yikes. 9 and 20. Feels even rougher because credit to Vexite, he's started to improve once we hit OT.
Well, he got that triple
Been
kill.
getting multi-kills, finding some success. Netic double opener, all right. It's a nice change of tune, but they run into Arcadia.
It's got to be enough, surely. 3 entries at B, you know the site is clear. Break on the smoke, careful. Doesn't go deep enough. Boxic's got to let him in. Barrage. Keep him back. Good grenade. Flyquest. The plant comes through. Double entry into this round from Netic. After a very poor game. He may have set them up for this first round of OT. Nothing is guaranteed. Required kill from JKS. He can't find it behind the wood. Inns been the top performer, been the reliable piece of this Flyquest squad. Mollied out back box.
God, they catch him on that swing. Aurora, domination once we hit OT. They get through flawlessly in extra time. Flyquest and the B site that couldn't will be the tail here on Inferno. They've got to hope they can bounce back on Aurora's pick of Nuke up next.
Yeah, Aurora truly igniting in that overtime. They steal away Flyquest pick into this series. Was a relatively back and forth affair. Of course, we saw Flyquest starting off with 4 rounds of their own, then Aurora answering back, pushing it eventually to OT, where it just seemed like it was the Turkish team through and through.
Yeah, it felt like it all happened in streaks of the game. You're right on when you said the Flyquest off to a good start, then Aurora back, then Flyquest have to mount a comeback. It was a little bit odd in that sense. I think a hyper-competitive game, Peter, but I also will say it was 2 teams who seemed a little bit rusty, a little bit shaky. No Flyquest has just been at a LAN event. You know, they won a week ago, whereas for Aurora, we know that Xantares has been sitting out, and obviously they also came straight for Cologne. So it felt like both of them have to play some rust off. The quality wasn't that great. At the end of the day, Aurora gets it done, but it was not pretty.
Both teams taking their turns in playing good at a certain point in the game, and then they would fall off. And I feel like both teams did, like everyone inside of the teams contributed with the rounds, so it wasn't just like only one guy that contributed by winning them rounds. I think on the side of Aurora, obviously it was Wycadia pulling up the biggest part alongside Voxic and Xantares. But where on the other side we had Instant JKS pulling the heavy part. But it wasn't like a standout performance by one guy just carrying out. So a team performance by both occasions.
Let's roll some Xantares clips, nonetheless, because it's been a while since we've seen him in the server, but it felt like he really actually missed it, right? Because basically from the get-go, he was having a lot of impact for Aurora.
Yeah, to begin with, he was very impactful. Then he fizzled and fizzled out a little bit in the game, unfortunately. And I guess that's what you're going to see from Xantares in the beginning. It's maybe a little bit unrealistic to expect him to be on the top of his game after a prolonged break. There's going to be moments in the game, Peter, where he's going to pop off. There's going to be kills where that's only Xantares who can get those kills, because he is arguably the strongest individual on the server. But you know that when you haven't played Counter-Strike consistently for a long time, it's also very hard to expect you play consistent every round in, round out.
Without a doubt that he is the most mechanical gifted inside the team of Aurora, and I actually really think that this game around he did have some crucial kills, but it wasn't like the standout Xantares performance that we have seen. You know, he still ends up with 18 kills, so he did definitely have impact, and I think that him and Major actually had a pretty good idea of what to do in the B bombs. So it kept it very fluent, and whenever they went to where they were being attacked, they had like the flash setup where they could actually pull through and help each other. So all I think like the team play of Aurora on that B bomb side alongside Xantares worked out really well.
Okay, we've got a couple of rounds that we want to dive into. Firstly, it is the second pistol round.
That's fun.
Things got it was like a little game of peekaboo between the 2 remaining players from each respective side. This was a funny one.
It's not often you see a dual elite run out of bullets, but that's exactly what you're going to see in this round. Obviously, some trading back and forth right here. It felt like Aurora wanted to brute force their way in through the smoke, and they were kind of successful with that. Gets into a 3v2, and you think to yourself, okay, this is going to be just fine. A player hiding on the side. You now find yourself in a 1v3. He's doing everything he can here, Regali, but as I said, he's going to run out of bullets. Gets the kills. He's very controlled in the way he's shooting the duels, not spamming it away. And then we play peekaboo for you. Left, right. You can see the bullets are coming down. 2 bullets left, and then he gets hit in the face. That was a pistol round that could have changed changed the tide of the game. I think had Flyquest won that, maybe the outcome would have been different.
I think they had the best possible scenario to win this one. They have 5 rounds. They definitely need the second pistol. And they already in the beginning of the round, they had a guy that had pushed into hall. So they had full information. They were actually 4 players inside that B bomb and they still couldn't convert it. I think the main reason why Aurora actually won it was because Joda decided to, when he got flashbang, to jump through to CT, catching the first guy that is unaware and then also catching the rotating player. And that actually just cuts off, like, obviously the rotation coming into the bomb site, and then they can just focus on the guy that they know is stuck behind new box and third box.
Either way, we did end up in OT nonetheless. Round 26, so this was instrumental for Aurora to be closing this one out and doing it flawlessly.
Doing it flawlessly, and I think that's the name of the game here. Yes, maybe they didn't play the best brand of Counter-Strike, but once we got into overtime, they were the better team. A 2v5 for At this point in the game, that's going to be heartbreaking for Flyquest. I think Chad right now is sitting at home, co-streaming this game as well, and if I were him, I'd lose my mind. This is a round that you cannot lose. I know there's still a decent amount of utility to be working with right here for Aurora, but still a 2v5, Peter. They get into the bomb site, they get a couple of entries without getting traded, and at this point, they don't even lose a single HP from the moment they were 2v5. All the credit in the world to Aurora for pulling that off, but for Flyquest, come on, man.
But it's just more about the setup that they decide to pull off in this one. They pull off an up and down setup with the guy being on top, actually being able to be spotted by the terrorist coming in without the below guy being able to see him. And he actually eliminates the first guy. And once he swings on the right side swing, he only has to focus on that angle. And they just so fast eliminate both players on the B bomb side, which allows them to get the bomb down. They allows them to put deep utility, which makes the rotation even worse. And that forces Flyquest to make a very grim play of going through the smokes and don't know what to do. And from that point on, they just find them in a very, very hard situation.
One of those scenarios where dad is not mad, dad is disappointed.
Yeah.
It's not pretty.
They could have gone for like pretty much anything on the B bombs, and that would have been just get one kill. They had a 5v2, just get one.
Is that a Danish saying?
Are you saying dad is Chad in this situation? Like,
I think Daddy Chad right now. I think Daddy Chad right now will be disappointed. I don't think he's mad. I think he's disappointed.
He's just disappointed. I'm not disappointed in Woxic or Bacardia. You touched upon them earlier. Dupree, really great to see them coming out and fighting hard in this one.
For the Aurora case, I think they already have some really great rifles in the likes of Santeris and Vicadia. I think Jola chimes in from time to time, but I've always said that I want to have more consistency and more impact out of Voxic, because I feel like if they can get him to be working as that trio and have that amount of firepower, then I think they can be a very scary team. And he actually had a really good series in the beginning and gets a lot of multi-kills, both by defending but also being aggressive. And I feel like that is what Aurora probably needs to be looking at. If they can get Voxic firing on all cylinders, they can be a very scary team.
They can. You know, those two players are scary, and Aurora has been scary for the vast majority of this year. Can't forget how they started the season. You know, one of the biggest success they've had was at the very first iteration of the Bounty, where they were able to beat Vitality on LAN, you know, take down Robs, and, you know, one of only 2 teams who's done that throughout the entirety of the year. So they have shown us, as you said, Peter, they can play Counter-Strike at an incredible high level, but I also think we saw in this game that right now Aurora is not the same team they were 5 or 6 months ago. They have stagnated a little bit, and I think even saying stagnation is being kind to them. I actually think it's going downwards a little bit more than I would like to see.
I think the ranking would definitely reflect that as well. Like, that's put some facts, some numbers to it. The fact that, you know, obviously we saw them starting off the season at Blast Bounty. They made it to the grand final. They really put their name on the map, and then it's been a little bit up and down ever since then. I wonder whether it is a symptom of they're one of the teams that just chose to attend every single damn event, and then you tire yourself out. Major always used to talk about it in interviews, right? He said the guys are exhausted. Let's be real. Like, maybe they were burned by being a little bit too hungry to compete.
It's always about finding that right kind of balance when you're a team. Like, you want to get the experience, and you also want to go out and compete and have enough points for the VRS and everything, but you also need to put into effect that how much that might drain you as a team, and will that eventually just make you play worse? That will make you perform worse. That will make you have worse results. And for me, I mean, like, sure, they had an uprise in the beginning of the year, but they've also had this issue of once they actually made it to the playoffs, they would just fall completely flat inside of the playoffs. And from this point on now, I think Major also mentioned this one in his interview, that they want to get back to the form that they had in the beginning of the year. And it's always hard to have a good start in the year, then you actually decline, and then actually try and find that groove back.
I don't want anyone to be mad at me, but I feel like I've said this a couple of times, and by all means, to all the Turkish fans out there, this is not a dig at you. But when you look at the player material they have to work with, when you look at the team, they were never supposed to be a top 4 team or top 5 team. So the period where they were playing as if, that was them doing a hell of a good job considering what they had to work with. I think they should be very proud of themselves for having had such a good period. I think right now, yes, they are stagnating, maybe going down a little bit, but if they can reclaim some strength and be a team in top 8, I think that's more than enough in terms of expectations. We cannot have everyone be the best team in the world. We cannot have everyone be a top 3 team in the world. And if anyone is with a straight face saying that this team should be better than Falcons, FaZe, Vitality, Spirit, Mouse, then you'd be lying to yourself. So if you're the 6th best or the 7th best in the team, you're the best of the rest outside of the super teams. And I don't think that's a bad thing considering you're one of the only national teams left in the field. So credit for doing such a good job in the beginning of the year. Now you have to rediscover. Don't be disappointed if they're not a top 4 team or top 5 team. I don't think that's a fair expectation to have.
No, but that's exactly my point. Like, you just mentioned that they are a national team. They vowed themselves to be this Turkish national team. And multiple players in this squad has already tried to come international. We have both Santaris being in big, but also back in Asia, you had Voxic playing the likes of Mouseball. So the fact that they decide to just have a full Turkish lineup also puts them in a category where they maybe have a little more of a limited player base. And for them to have a team, a little bit maybe like the Mongols, to have a team that can compete at the highest level by only having national players, that's a good sign, but it could also be a limitation sometime in the future.
If you need context, just look at Big right now. Just look at where Big is at. I think, in all honesty, I think Aurora is doing one hell of a job. But for people expecting them to be
comparing Aurora to Big?
That's the thing. You can, because they're so much better, right? And I think that's where you need to be. I'm trying to be positive here. I'm trying to really spin it into a positive. I feel like the community have this sort of notion that, yeah, Aurora, they should be a top 5 team. They should be in the semifinals. I don't understand why they're not winning when they're in the playoff. Let's be honest, they're not supposed to. Just getting in the playoff, you know.
Santaris isn't supposed to be on a top 5 team.
He is. But
that's an insane statement. That's exactly what
you know
you're
what, Freya?
saying.
You know what, Freya? Counter-Strike is a team game consisting of 5 players and a coach sometimes. Santaris can't do it by himself.
And the desk consists of the host throwing this to a break to neutralize this argument. We are going to be greeting you back on the other side with Nuke. It's Aurora's pick coming down after this. could potentially separate FlyQuest from elimination here at the Blast Premier Bounty. And sadly, it's looking likely because this is Aurora's pick coming into this series, Jacob. We kind of touched upon it vaguely. I think Harry and Hugo did a better job of it. But Aurora, they're probably one of the teams, if not the highest team, that got burnt by Anubis being removed from the pool. So it's going to require them to be a little bit more clever with their picks going forward.
That's very true. That's something we'll have to watch for the future to see how they're gonna figure that out. I think their nuke in general has been a map they have had high on their list as well. I think they've been very consistent on the map. I think in particular Santaris and his impact when he's on the team in yard, constantly fighting, constantly poking these smokes. That's always been annoying for whoever they played, even at the top tier level. So I'm curious to see if Santaris is in shape. We know that he's been sitting out for a little while. We know that he's going to be a point of conversation both on the T side and on the CT side. He's roaming around in yard. So if there's anything to watch out for in this game, it will be him in those positions.
I still think that this game, also looking how it looked on Inferno, could be a game where teams go hand in hand, where they trade things back and forth. I don't think there was a team that played out of their mind and that had like the upper edge. And I think that if FlyQuest can get a little bit more out of Netic and Vexite, I think there's a case that could be even more competitive. I think that's what I want to see. I want to see more of the young kids. You know, they haven't actually stood out the most in this series, so that's definitely a case for them to play better.
And they're going to be starting on the favored CT side. Yeah. Is that some string to pull on if you're a FlyQuest fan? If you're Chad watching at home, sell it to Chad, man. Tell him why we're going to 3.
Well, okay, I'll tell you this. I don't think we're going to a third map. I think Aurora is the better team, and regardless of FlyQuest starting on the CT side, I don't think that's enough of a silver lining. I think there should be too big of a disparity between the two teams. But having said that, that's what I felt in pretty much every single game we had so far here, and it always goes to a third map against all odds, against all logic. I think FlyQuest is a decent team on Nuke. I think they play good Counter-Strike. I think JKS is coming in with some experience, and that's why I'm willing to say the game is going to be competitive. It's going to be 13-11 for Aurora, but it's over for FlyQuest.
Your intuition really hasn't been correct at all today, Jacob.
I didn't ask.
I don't even know why I ask you. I'm going to ask Harry and Hugo, is it all over for FlyQuest?
13-11, right, guys? Right?
Why are we asking? Everybody's asking.
Hugo, we had to watch FlyQuest play Nuke back in Cologne.
How'd that go?
It's kind of horrible. They picked it against Team Liquid and they got wrecked, if you remember. That was in the Do or Die series back at Cologne. You either advanced or you got eliminated. FlyQuest went on to get eliminated. If you recall, they picked up Dust 2 back then. They lost that series and Nuke was a big part of it. It was their pick, so they were feeling good back in Cologne. They've had a bit of time now to refine it, but I don't know if that's going to give them enough of a chance of catching up to Aurora.
What you're saying is Aurora 2-0, Harry. This is only stage 1 here for Aurora. We got Online, Tares, we got Woxic putting up great game on Inferno. We got FlyQuest starting slow on a couple of players. Gonna have to hit the ground running here on Nuke.
They will have to do that.
Thank you. Missed main smoke for Aurora. Santares goes searching outside.
Yeah, but look, man, what? Now you get to fight Santares?
Yeah, lucky
you don't want the smoke. Push on in. Vexite 1 from top hut. There's the cross. Hell, Gali's got it. And FlyQuest get on the board.
Clean.
Now, I do have an idea as well.
Okay, hit me.
If this map ends up going the same way, I have an idea for what we can do with Kitten, Netic, on FlyQuest.
What do we do?
There's actually a zoo in Denmark.
Are you going to say we can feed him to the lions?
I'm just saying. Well, it's a lynx, to be specific.
Okay.
That's an endangered animal.
You got a pet that you don't love a lot? Give it to the zoo.
And they'll feed it to a lynx.
Doesn't sound as good as a lion, but it's a real thing. Harry has not stopped going on about it.
And it's such a good layup. Just there's a zoo in Denmark. Like that's how you have to propose it to him. Netic, good news. We're sending you to the zoo for the day. He's all happy. It's like taking your pet out for one final walk. Which is kind of sad. I've taken it to a sad place. But then the joke is actually we're killing Netic because we're going to feed him to an animal. So it's quite funny.
I'm sure someone's laughing somewhere.
Feed him to the lions.
Well, this Glock Eco. They're going to get eaten right up, Harry. Chow down.
Yeah, Nothing needs to strap his head on straight for this one. Got to play a sweaty game to dodge the links. Seriously, there is a zoo in Denmark that would have their links eaten. That is on the table.
3-course meal here for Flyquest. Looking to make this a tri-mapper. Nuke, a map they have a substantial loss streak, Harry, of 7 in a row.
Yeah, but I think it's important to mention, you know, I'm pretty sure most of that is pre-JKS move into the roster, right? You've only seen them play it once, which is that Liquid game.
Yeah, I'm just saying the foundation.
No, but also you're hoping as well, like with the INS leadership, because that was also a change that went alongside, like the Juzzy edition. Maybe he's reinvented the wheel a little bit here.
Well, the issue is you don't want to reinvent the wheel because the wheel is actually perfect. So the pure concept of reinventing the wheel is a failed prospect. Anyway, got this.
I have another guy I can feed to the links.
Got this triangular wheel here, Regali pushing in outside. Corners to clear, and he'll manage them. 2 kills. Burning out, pushing in front of the Molotov. You weren't ready for that, were you? Centaurus hits that 1 bullet required. It is traded. And Flyquest survive. For now.
It's actually a good start. Now, far be it from me to get ahead of myself, but I think they're back.
They were 4-0 last map as well.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Aurora have them right where they want them.
Pistol armor.
Who's calling that? Come on. Stay locked in.
Do you put them down first, or do you just throw them in there?
Mate, you know, give him a chance. Throw him in there.
Yeah, I mean, if he
survives, he's earned it. You know, that's just natural selection.
But that'd be a really awkward, like, boot camp after that, though, wouldn't it? Like, yo, sorry we fed you to the lions.
Remember that funny time we tried to feed you to the lions?
I knew you'd have it. Bro. I knew you had that link. I was never worried.
There's a zoo in Denmark for all of us. Regali waiting up on the rafters. Aurora taking this round low and slow.
Away pop, flash, but they're going ramp instead. 18 players out. Only JKS here, and he's Hellside. Ooh, 2 kills. Overwhelmed. Rifle running out of ammo, and Jota just headshots. That's 2 guns and entries for Aurora. Oh dear. Will that open something up? INS trying to get closer. Look up. Oh!
On a knife's edge, that one, but it's fast up into heaven now. This low econ round in danger of spiraling. All right, Vexite gives you a little bit more faith with that clean tap up into the heaven. Vexite provides that safe path to rotate. Are they ready for Madja? Also up on the rafters. He was the second man out through heaven, only dropping in now and just goes to play around the bomb. Uncomfortable for Flyquest. And so there it is with Tech-9's pistols and a couple of kills. Flyquest break through.
And legally, I am required to tell you that that was a 3v5 win for Aurora. Sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Flyquest, but JKS gets a double, he gets traded. The second rifle can't come in. JKS slouches. And no one stands tall. Flyquest back broken under the weight of some Tech-9s. Aurora getting this game earlier than anticipated. You said it was going fine, Harry. It was only 3 rounds. Immediately broken. Imagine making the most of this, calling a timeout. Motormouth. Still, Flyquest can keep themselves above water, just about. Only 1 kit on Vexite, but both Regali and JKS have enough. Let's see if that comes to matter. All spotted at red. They have a lot of nades. What are they doing? A little late re-exec on the smoke wall. Molly HE. Any more? Another Molly.
Aware.
Oh,
God. Regali,
3 mollies and an HE.
Dude, he's still going, though. Still just chugging along here at the back of red.
You think they know?
No, I reckon they think it's clear.
Second wall. And the whole point, the funny part is, oh my god, he forces it. No. Netic had his cross. They don't know about Netic at least. There's no way they know about Netic.
Santares is going to try and make a play out here towards ramp, and actually it's kind of awkward for JKS, who misses the timing. They're closer than he's ready for, and so that is just an instant chase. Netic with aggression. Fed to Maja out in the yard. I can't even mention it again, but it's just... I keep thinking about the Lynx thing. Okay, here we are. Vexite just wants to save. Ooh, that's nice.
Who's ready for that?
But Aurora's since doing good in that one low econ turning point round. They want to do good on it, and now they break the money of Flyquest.
It's a very strange round for Flyquest to experience. Having those 2 deady players outside, realizing it's a fake. Oh my god, the flashes! Give him a break. That's like 5 flashes into spawn.
It's the end of the round.
And they kill him.
That's after, you know, you think they've thrown all the util in the world with what happened to Regali earlier on in the round. And they still had the 5 flashbang hunt.
This push is awkward as well. JKS. At a ramp with no kills. That eco win is going to start to feel like it hits hard here for Flyquest, who have put the pistols themselves.
A really, like, just rough sequence of rounds to lose for Flyquest here. Like, you give away the advantage to the Tech-9s, hand them a route in to an early set of round wins, and then in your follow-up, live and die on aggression in the yard. JKS overran ramp side. And now their money's broken to give way to a tie game. Aurora also aware of what they're up against here. It's a pace change round. They run with the outside smokes, getting Wakadia down here early. Should have a keen knowledge that they've broken through the Flyquest money. That this eco round is coming, so just run at them.
And run they shall. Run them down. Nothing worse than being stuck on the ramp boost when your team are all dead, so join them. Think nothing more. 5 alive round for Aurora. Big bounty on their head, and they don't want to lose it. This is the event, if you remember, at the start of the year, that under Eternal Fire, Aurora made a run all the way to the grand final against Spirit, even getting a map off them as well. Oh, no, wait, almost getting Anubis. And Spirit had a huge comeback.
No, you're misremembering that, Hugo. Aurora had the comeback, I'm pretty sure. Doing it on the harder half, on the CT side to win that out.
You're correct.
If I'm remembering right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Adja, there's the opening. It's the one map they got in that series too.
3-1 down, but still started off
I mean, that was like what immediately made everyone sit up and take note of that Aurora team. They've been playing great CS the whole way through. They looked really, really clean. Leveling up and, you know, taking a map off of that Spirit squad at a dire scoreline was no small feat. That was Spirit off the back of winning their major.
Oh my God.
But
claustrophobic.
This collapse into the lobby lends a lot of intrigue to this round. JKS and Vexite 2v2, it's Madra and Zantares left to beat. Madra was very excited about having Zantares back in, knowing just how much value this guy brings. So let's see if the spark can reignite. Zantares caught on a swing. Leaves just Madra in the clutch.
He's on the money. 3 kills, turns at the right time. That lobby push for Vexite, a thing of beauty that builds. It always makes me laugh when I just see the image. Yeah, builds Flyquest back in this game after 3 rounds straight from Aurora. I mean, we're talking about that bounty final placement for Aurora. That's the event that sprung Aurora into playoff after playoff, run after run. And sure, in those top 8, top 6, they did struggle on the stage for a while. This was a team grinding, hitting every event, making deep runs time after time. So looking to repeat that somewhat a bounty here and now. Flyquest is only the first step in that direction. They continue to put up a fight. 4 rounds on CT side. Double lower setup. Zantares coming in.
2 contact points here. Ramp and lower, and Zantares isn't being quiet. They get past JKS for free. Oh, and there's Zantares ready for the double setup. Nenekinins.
How's he ready for 2?
Both deleted at the hands of Zantares. Madra just lurks back in the lobby, collects his free kills, and Regali left as nothing but a passenger in this round.
Dude, how does that feel for Flyquest? You have this double setting, you're both static. Yes, it's an online game, those peaks are going to be hard to deal with, but he goes around the corner into a second. His crosshair is still in the right place. Barely an adjustment needed to find both kills in the B-bomb site. Zantares. It's a saving game here for Flyquest again. Oh no. More flashes into spawn.
Oh, still, there's waves of Aurora players coming through that smoke. That felt like an aim trainer.
Yeah.
And they removed the gun. They've been punishing in these hunts. Even that is annoying, right? Like, usually you can squeak out a couple more rifle rounds, taking these guns with you into the next. It always gives you a chance to remain competitive. It just sucks because you've not given the round the go, and you don't get to hold on to any weapons in these rounds that Aurora are winning. And I love how much they've prioritized removing them. It will have impact down the stretch. If Flyquest feel like even if it leads to 1 less rifle round in this CT side, that's a huge deal.
Not a scratch.
I'm glad they missed though on the smoke spam. I love the sound of the USP impacting.
On the gate, you know.
Yeah, like there's just something very satisfying about it. The little of the USP.
You silver-tongued fox, you.
There's no silver-tongued fox around here.
Fed to the links.
Oh my fucking god, it's crazy.
He's so
That's
good.
an insane.
DM.
That's an insane double kill.
DM, they're not shooting back.
Antares, online goat.
Oh. They're all just obstacles in the way of Xantares. That's obstacles.
Dude, it's Jurassic Yard, and they're feeding the raptors to the goat.
They're feeding the raptors to the goat. That's good. Actually, they fed the goat to the raptors.
I pray no one. If anyone says that, well, now they might.
Okay, yeah.
It's an unfair.
Look at him go! Look at him go!
Ares, bro.
He's running. Dude. Can't stop him. Down secret. Everyone's there. Ricardia, who knows where he is, hanging out in the smoke. He's walked to the vent.
He's
Bye.
going down the vent.
Bye.
He's behind them.
And he's got this kill.
Oh, well.
Yoink. And the round's over. Hate to be that guy, but like, how do you win this? Regali has to like multi-kill orb straight away. There's none. And so the round's over. Kind of doesn't get better than that. Ricardia, knife in the back, in the vent, and his whole team shift down secret. Harry's booking flights to Aalborg right now.
They're not for me.
Who they for?
These flights aren't for me.
Who they for? Netic? Kitten?
I'm just saying, bro. Aalborg's calling.
They take dogs too, so you'd be welcome, Harry.
That's fair. That's fair, honestly. My reviews are raving for this place. Oh, it's just one of those games.
It'll all be okay. Presumably.
Shouldn't have started this bit.
No, it's not ending, is it?
It's ruined my day.
2 more rounds of the half.
Rigali.
Maybe we can reset.
Maybe just cast the round.
Yeah, okay.
Rigali with the orb. There we go. And look at who he found. Xantares.
Heard of this guy.
That's a huge kill to pick up. Now, JKS has been having a pretty rough time over here at ramp. He's caught the awkward end of some missed timings. Will this be another case of that as they've crept through his smoke? Even though he is an Inkling, that's unconfirmed. And now playing it wide, calling for help. JKS full blind. Rigali tried to move in and lend a helping hand, but he might just be another on the chopping block as Jota is able to overwhelm him. Lower play in. In's the only one down here. And a tag in the molly, really? Just feels like nothing's going right. Now they know need to follow up. They're aware that Inns is here.
Ooh. Oh, a bit more spam would have done it. Give it a go. They're all here surrounding this site. Is Woxer going to force the door? No. Beckons him in. Timings were available. They're going to do a high-low. Woxer hits a shot. You got to swing. You got to swing. And Netic will. Up above on the rafters, spotted out, you'd think. Dog hiding. Jota catches that cross shot and Netic gets traded. Oh, it's so clinical for Aurora in the post plant. Every kill responded to instantly. And Flyquest just cannot set a foot right. 1 gun round in the entire half. And that may be all they get. in Flyquest defense, Harry, it must be pretty hard playing these online games. I mean, what have they got? 300 ping from Australia?
No. But
350? It's even higher.
Australian computer parts are hotter than the rest of the world on average. They get lower FPS, but no one's talking about that disadvantage. Outside smokes in.
Double A, and they're hitting top. Ladder kind of gives it away. Guys, we're not hitting top. Trust me. Don't come back up the vent, Netic.
Madger and Moxic, the util pair for Aurora, roll out a carpet. Inns tries to stop them from traversing in. Regali on the fall from the heavens, can't deal with Xantares. Woxic.
Sharp.
And his rifle goat wrestle the control back on the round, and a molly up into the heavens. They know that JKS is found in that ramp room. They force him into a gunfight, and Aurora go on to run away with this first half. They're looking for a swift 2-0 finish.
Hey folks, welcome to the Culture Clubhouse. We got some clip I think we have to watch. Let's get to it.
Ooh, Shanghai Major.
I predicted that already, Finn.
David, you want the flash?
Yeah, flash me in. Oh, what's...
He's blind. Insane flash. Why you don't commit? David.
Yeah, man.
That's fine, we got this.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, peek long now? Oh.
That's impressive, bro.
Unlucky. I mean, it's pretty important round, some might say, no? But I wasn't nervous here. I think there was like 75% chance to win this round still. Oh, but honestly, this round is insane. Yeah, and this jump shot. It was completely quiet on TeamSpeak. No, he didn't even say he killed side, no?
You could just hear the crowd going wild.
Yeah. I remember there wasn't that much of a count between the two. But here, Magus thinks Rob's 1 HP, bro.
Oh my god.
1 HP. Not even close. But meanwhile, Brokey's biting his fingers off. Making a jump shot in a tight moment where if he doesn't hit the shot, he probably dies. We lose the round if he dies, or gets spammed through the smoke. So people remember this round just because it's 12-10. If we lose the round, we out. But that round is, in my eyes, one of the highlights from the last few majors, and I think therefore it should be a high culture rating.
Would be probably way higher if you actually would have won the major, but...
Yeah. The impact it had and the arena, how loud it was, because I don't see what's happening. I just see the crowd goes really wild. So for culture rating, you don't get a more exciting clip in the most important round of a major. It's third map, it's 12-10, but I will give it 8 out of 10, just for the impact and how many people talked about the round. And I think people will still remember this round in 4 years.
It would get much higher, you know, if you would have won.
That would be a 10 out of 10. If you won that in overtime, that would be 10 out of 10 as one of the most memorable moments of the major.
I think 8 is pretty fair. So what, moving to the individual brilliance, I would go like 7. 7 for me is...
I think it makes sense with 7. I think Rain hit some good shots, and Rob's deciding at what moment he wants to jump. He jumps after Rain gets the kill, so he's playing off his teammate, try to get the second. So yeah, I think 7 makes sense. So more culture impact than individually performance.
This was Culture Clubhouse.
Checkmate.
That is a quick one tap to Zontix. Nice. Oh, jumping, no scope.
Beautiful sight indeed. Aurora in the lead. Second time they found themselves in this position in this matchup, this time by bigger margins. Take a convincing scoreline here on Nuke. Just 1 rifle round for Flyquest after their success in the pistol.
Yeah, and we've seen the T-side struggles, but to see it on CT side is a bit of a rough one as well. Xantares having a great day in the office. No one letting him down, though. Madger also performing individually, and Wakadi getting into very naughty spots near the end of that T-side. The kills, the KD don't tell the full story here for Aurora. That was a blowout. Flyquest They've been good on the pistols. That's about all they've had in this series.
I mean, Inns individually was fantastic back on Inferno, but here on Nuke, like, it requires such a degree of dedication in terms of, you know, the cooling. He's got to pay a lot more mind to that. And so you've seen and felt a bit of a drop off here from him individually.
Already 2 lower, 3 lower.
Oh, Aurora, 1 step ahead. Clean-ish tap for Wakadia. Gets out with a 5-on-4. That's the important bit. Doesn't go down, doesn't offer up a trade, just keeping the pressure on. Really looking to remove the areas that FlyQuest can hope to play in here. Taking double doors feels like their best bet. Doing so leaves them in the prying eyes of Maja and Xantares. Vexite can't hold on, and Inns is surrounded.
That's brutal.
It's a pistol secured for Aurora, and that's going to put them on the fast track to the win here.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. Just very hasty rotations. Maja drops off of ramp. We have players down the vent before FlyQuest are even touching the B-bomb site. Quick dispatch here from Aurora. To keep up the clean run of the most wanted here at Blast Bounty. That's right, we've been saying it all day, we'll continue to say it. Not a single upset found yet in this first stage. There are 2 more games left.
Yeah, the pressure is on for Heroic and for Vitality. Well, for Heroic to keep the streak flawless. Scrawlers.
Yeah, I think Vitality should be fine. They are against the online GOAT in Exotic, but...
True, actually, I didn't consider that.
No, yeah, I will be watching. At the same time, yeah, Cole Heroic, last game of the day, final game of stage 1. That one may be a little closer, especially considering where Heroic are at, roster-wise.
Ooh. Okay, that's a pretty huge pickup. JKS's entry lends this ramp control to FlyQuest. Regali waiting back here in the lobby, hoping to catch someone, but he's just dodged Woxic on event repos. And Wakadia, I think he's actually getting aggressive on ramp. Oh, dude, this is wild. Aurora have pieced together what FlyQuest are trying to do before FlyQuest are even in the position to do it. They're so ready for this top site hit. There's the Wakadia aggression, and that's so well handled from him. Calling the bluff when you've lost ramp for that long, right? Like, they could be down there as he takes the swing up. If he falls, that's the lower site wide open. Aurora never moved an inch. They never shuffled. They kept everyone inside of A. And when Wakadia calls, well, they're not on ramp. There's only 1 spot left.
Well, we're looking pretty unstoppable here. The one gun does not get them over the line. From this point, it's 1 buy round for FlyQuest to separate them from elimination.
I think the thing that's going to feel really rough here for FlyQuest is, like, this was a good opportunity to kind of show the growth. I think the fact that they get Inferno so close with really only 3 players showing up there was like a testament to them playing good on those 3, having some good calls, some good multi-kill rounds, and getting to like a really winnable position in spite of a slow start on 2 players. But then they lost that opportunity, and they lost it decisively. A string of really, really rough man advantage rounds going against them.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you lose that many, like, they lost a 5v2, they lost a 5v3, I'm pretty sure, in there as well. You know, when you have so many good spots turn sour, you can't expect to win the series. Some more growing pains for FlyQuest in the early days of this new look roster.
Definitely so. It feels like Aurora, they're the most punishing team in those positions because you have such a wealth of talent down the roster. They can win any one of those rounds. And they've done that in this map as well, winning 3v5 on Eco to kick off their T side. And now Aurora look ready to close it out. This is the final last-ditch attempt here for FlyQuest on Aurora's map pick of Nuke. T side gun round, 5 rifles, no AWP. anything left in the tank. Time to show it. JKS active in the lobby, but Wakardi is going to come his way with a deep molly. He moves in. This could be an early punish. Not ready for that.
And here's the other thing, you know, you've lost the respect of Aurora, so they're not playing the most cookie-cutter Counter-Strike. Wakardi is coming through with some hyper-aggressive moves, and it's always working. Everyone on Aurora feels like any play they make will work in this game.
I mean, Wakardi a beeline for that door rush off the top of the round, and he gets spammed through a smoke from hell.
Not that.
That's hell. That's the furthest player away.
So mad.
So
like,
it's just not going to happen.
It smiles all round. You feel like you can't do anything wrong as a result. You're just playing however you want. You're taking every fight. That's 2 rounds back-to-back where Wakardi is just, his answer has been, I'm just going to run at them. Yeah. I'm just going to shoot them. I think I'm feeling better at shooting than they are.
Flyquest come from a land win, playing against Asian teams, back to the online European League, and well, welcome back. Welcome home. 12-4, Aurora dominant every step of the way here on the second map.
They came from the land down under. You don't hear no thunder, you just see the Aurora for all it is. Looking for that dominant 2-0 finish on this second map. Netic.
Oh, what can you do?
Spammed out in the yard. And this series will feel like one that he never got going in. He ends this second map 5-15.
I think the takeaway is Aurora are back. Aurora look good online. They look good to qualify to LAN. Need one more win after this matchup and look to repeat their bounty of last season. $30,000 on the head of Aurora, a well-earned bounty that someone's got to come for, and it will not be Flyquest.
Oh, all right. Maybe there's a bit more fight in him.
Position, but
Joe
fought off.
Making ins from the tally. Vexite and Regali both get tired of sitting around waiting for something to happen. They try and make a move, but there's so little time left.
He jumped
denying the plot. Magic just going to try and take this to time, and they close in on him. Flyquest keep themselves alive.
Oh my God, barely.
3 seconds the difference between the game ending right there and play continuing. Flyquest hold on by the skin of their teeth.
They're jumping around to deny the bomb denial. We are ready to wrap it up, to unplug. Flyquest win around with 2 seconds of difference. So they get one more shot. One more punch.
Fast topside here into Wakardia, into Madja. They both hold on for a kill. Woxic trying to play his hand, is going to get blindsided by JKS out of the door. Aurora, still money to invest going forward in a very healthy scoreline, but a lot of squads would look to save here. Looks like in spite of all those facts, Aurora will just lean into holding onto the guns. You don't want to give Xantares an AK.
No,
I feel like he'll lose. I feel like he'll use that to end the game. Oh dear. And you know what he wants.
Get it.
No. Not that.
Gross.
Go on, Xantares. No. This isn't the way.
Could have got it.
This isn't the way, bro. That's what he wants. But he's not going to get there.
Flyquest last one more round.
Save at least like shores up the money for Aurora, lets these buys keep coming through. Healthy ones at that. And so playing for longevity, just in case Flyquest do start streaking some rounds together, you want to have rifles as often as you can.
Slow and steady in the lobby. It's on the top side. Will it be ramp though? All rustle and tussle on this top side, but that's not the end goal. Into Woxic, remaining in position. The turret fires off too. Jota does the same, and just like that, the game slips through the fingers of Flyquest. Aurora burn bright and say goodnight to the Australians.
Or at least they will in just a moment. There's the win. Aurora, clean stuff on Nuke. Good to see Xantares back. It's certainly appreciated. He hit hard in this series. But Flyquest Inferno was their best chance. It's all gone now as their time at the bounty is over.
Flyquest, Falter, and Aurora, they get to keep that bounty on their heads. 30k, 2.5 of that will be going in their bank, and they do indeed get to keep that 5th seed moving forward. Obviously, very important for us to be considering all these factors as we do have that draft show coming in later on tonight, where the teams will be drawing the round of next opponents. And I'm wondering how viable you think Aurora would be if somebody would to maybe be tempted to pick them, because the second map looked really clinical. First map, there was clears.
Overall, they passed the test for sure. I think first map was not the prettiest for Aurora, but fair enough. You know, a little bit rusty, having to get into it again after IM Cologne. Getting a 2-0 win is no slouch. You know, I think Flyquest is a decent team as well, so I'll give them the passing grade right here. However, to answer your question, I do think there's a lot of teams looking at Aurora right now thinking they're not in the best shape ever. Xantares just got back to it as well. So if I were one of the bounty teams out there, the most wanted teams out there, to have to choose next round, I would be looking at Aurora thinking there may be an opportunity here to grab their bounty and put it in my own bank.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't looked that great. I wouldn't say they've been looking, you know, completely out of it. I still think I still think that they did showcase specifically on Nuke now that they still have what it takes specifically on